Hello everyone, my name is Webweaver and welcome back to another video that I'm hastily recording before raid night, which, hopefully is happening. I actually haven't checked yet. Let's do a little unprofessionalism. We're gonna scroll down, gonna go to the server, let's look at raid/text. I believe we're, I believe it's happening tonight, because it does say March 3rd. So that's today. P1SP. That's actually really cool. There's like a Discord bot that's like, rating. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna clear P1S. We're gonna clear P2S because they're easy, and then we're gonna prog on P3S, which we should be able to. And then it even has like a detailed list of like, we've got 2 tanks, 3 DPS, we're actually missing somebody didn't use the bot, and 2 healers, and it even like lists our, like it lists our roles, and then it lists our like ranged, 1, machinist, magical, melee, tank, healer, and it even next to like my name, it has the little white mage emoticon. Like, that's cool. Like, that's actually really cool. And it even has another thing where, like, the plugin uses your, like, local time zone as well. So I see when I need to show up in my time zone, which is, that's actually really cool. I'm gonna see if I can't use a bot like that if I ever try to make a, like a free company. Not necessarily like for a free company static, because I don't have my alt ready yet, but like a free company, like old static, like doing old content, if that makes sense. That's actually really cool. But, yeah, no, that is actually really cool, because it gives you like this nice little, it even shows you the, like the voice chat that we're gonna go into. That's so cool, and it's all like this tiny little box in a Discord message. That's really neat. Crazy how, people use like convenient technology or whatever to make their lives easier. Uh-oh, I just accidentally hit Streamlabs. Don't give me encoding overload, I beg you, please. Don't give me encoding overload. We're good? You peace? Okay, we're fine. We're gonna continue on, by the way. This is such a good, like, chill beat, by the way. Like, this could play in like a gas station, or like, not necessarily a gas station, but just some sort of like small, like some sort of small shop of some sort, and that would be the vibe, dude. This is like underrated. Like, it's a small loop, but, and the you know, the loop is actually kind of pretty based artwork, by the way. But like the loop is pretty noticeable, like when it cuts, but it's a good song. Like, you could vibe to that at like a small shop. And I don't necessarily mean like a small, financially small shop. I just mean like a physically small shop, right? Like you're walking by on the street or the road or whatever, or the sidewalk, I guess. I don't know. Like, you know, you ever been to those shopping centers where it's like the street is only for public use? And then, like, the shops they all have, like, their open doors and stuff, and you just walk in. But yeah, you're just walking along, you hear the music from the shop, you walk in, see what they got. That's, anyways, we're just gonna move on. We have been getting our freaking ass kicked playing Mizuki. And when I say we, I mean me. It's just sort of like the old, 2012 YouTube tips and tricks. It's like, make sure to say we to make the audience feel more engaged, or whatever, who cares? Like, at least back then, like, I'll admit, like, I've internalized a lot of that stuff. No, I'm not gonna do that. No, definitely not 7th Curse. We'll do Hunted by the Cult. We'll kind of keep it rolling. We'll do, Yelazath, because I want to win, man. I want to win. We've been getting, like, just, like, I'm starting to think that the problem isn't necessarily, like, I'm starting to think the common denominator is Mizuki. just as a weird thing, because like all of our losses, like most of our losses, seem to either be me throwing as Ayaka because I don't understand how she works. I mean, I do, but I don't, like, she breaks my brain a little bit. Or, whatchamacallit, me playing Mizuki just in general. I really wish that safety in numbers gave you +1 reason at the end of the mystery if you had at least 2 followers. I think that would make Mizuki a lot stronger. Because, yeah, you can guarantee that happens, like, every game, sure. That's not a 7th Curse game. But it would just be nice. It would just be nice. Like, I think Mizuki needs a buff. Like, I really do. And this is from the perspective of Harbinger of Doom, obviously. But I genuinely think that Mizuki needs a buff. Like, even if we had 5, 6, 6, 6, 8 as our stats, right? I think she would still need a buff. Like, she's in a really bad spot right now. Like, +1 max reason is just terrible. Like, I mean, it comes in handy, don't get me wrong. I've kind of come around on max stats recently. But, like, I still don't think, like, Bulletin would be worth it at all to get, like, plus max stamina or plus max reason from that. But, like, a character who has plus max is actually, I like that a lot. The problem is that just, like, she needs more. Like, she definitely does need more. For sure, for sure. Anyways, what do we have? Second mystery. Hold on, I did get a, Okay, never mind. I thought it was an important Discord message, but it's actually just Smash or Pass Markiplier. As in, somebody looking at Markiplier and deciding if they would like to smash or pass. And I believe that's a Lady Dimitrescu cosplay. Resident Evil's kind of cool, isn't it? Like, I actually made a mistake. But we'll do this first, because we do actually need to get in the run. I mean, I'm doing it a little earlier. Like, normally I'm doing it, like, 30 minutes before raid time, and I'm just like, go, 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 go. But I'm doing it, like, an hour and 30 minutes. So, well, we got some time. We can kind of chill. We can just kind of relax for a bit. So, second mystery, strength, Takashi, knowledge, dexterity. So, your left side, top right, no charisma. So, just, like, left side, yeah, left side, top right. We've got Takashi. We do have knowledge and potentially light source. So, it could be worth. I don't know. We could also just go for strength if we wanted to be funny. Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to get our allies at the schoolyard first. And if we get plus strength, we'll go with Monkey Wrench. If we get plus knowledge, we'll go with whatchamacallit. The thing. And we're not gonna take History Club. Refuse. History Club's bad. So yeah, just remember that. Like, man, I'm not gonna take the bricks. Like, I know we take vending machine, we win 100% of the time. For sure, for sure. But I wanna do it without it. Yeah, we'll take School Nurse, I think, for sure. But, like, what was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, I made a mistake with Resident Evil. Well, what's the one with the I'm gonna kill that boulder punching asshole? That one. Is it 8? Or is it 9? Is there a 9? Because, like, I remember there's Welcome to the Family, Son. I played that demo on PS4. That was really cool. I never bought the game, though. Although I'd probably enjoy it. But, like, the new one. Right? The one with, yeah, the one I'm gonna kill with Lady Dimitrescu, obviously. But, like, where it's like, I'm gonna kill that boulder punching asshole. Right? That one. Ooh! Ooh! Seal of Savesh! Why, thank you! You shouldn't have. We actually could have maybe even tried to bait that out to get multiples of them. Because of that thing, right? Where you can, like, click Absorb and then click Multiply Wound, and then if we casted Multiply Wound, it would do Absorb instead. Something like that. I don't know if it works on everything, but, anyways. We still have the... Oh, never mind. We'll go ahead and take... I almost want to take Reason here. But we'll take EXP. I think that's totally fair. Like, you want to know how desperate we are. I went to the standard color palette, man. But, yeah, no, I made a mistake with that game because, like, I've never played a Resident Evil game before. And I was like, I'm kind of interested in it because, I mean, Lady Dimitrescu, obviously. But, like, you know, I'm simple. okay? I'm a so-called free thinker. When the lady tall. But, what was I gonna say? Like, I wanted to see how the game played, to see if I would like it. And I liked the gameplay, so I started watching the Markiplier playthrough. And I liked the gameplay, but there were so many cutscenes, man. Like, you'd go through, like, one combat section, and then you just go through so many cutscenes and, like, scripted segments, and it's like, oh my god, this looks miserable. And so I just watched Markiplier play through the whole game. But then I realized something, like, on, like, episode 5 or 6, it's like, hey, wait a minute. Like, there have been, like, no cutscenes, right? Like, it's just been all gameplay the whole time, and the gameplay's been changing from, like, survival, horror, to... There's only Vigil? Like, that sucks. Like, it's been changing from survival horror, to shooter, to action game. It's been keeping things fresh, I'm really invested in it now, and then it's like, I've watched most of the game at this point, right? And so it's like, I might as well just finish. Like, I might as well just finish watching Markiplier play it. So that really sucks, because it's like, the game starts out and it's just like cutscene fest. And then you actually get into the gameplay and it's like, wow, that's actually really cool. I like that a lot. I don't know what to do first, honestly. Like, let's break it down here. So Sailors, if we don't discard 2 items, that's a boss fight, so we don't want to do that. School Scissors, out of town, so we don't want to do that. Vigil, out of town, so we don't want to do that. Ramen, probably what we'll do first. Although, we could also do Coma, or we could skip it with, TV Terror. I'm actually kind of curious to see, because TV Terror breaks a lot of the game. Well, I mean, custom mysteries break a lot of the game, right? So I'm kind of curious to see if we completed TV Terror with just 1 ally, if we would lose the reason, but it doesn't really matter. I'm not going to do that. I think we will do TV Terror to start out with, though, just because I think it works out. We forgot to take the money. That's completely fine. What we'll do is we can run away from fights, so we will go ahead. We'd love to win the lottery here. That's interesting. We would like to get Jar of Blood here. That'd be really nice. That's also fine. I'm not gonna say no to +2. Holes, I literally don't care. Would love to see the Monkey Wrench early. Love to see it. So because of Savesh, basically, we don't have to really... We're at our base stats of strength with the Monkey Wrench. It's very nice. We'll decide to walk, because we got the Expel Evil earlier. 10% Doom Mystery one's not that bad. It's actually pretty good for what we typically do. But yeah, no, I would, like, it kind of sucks. Yeah, 1% Doom's not a big deal. Watch later, we die by exactly 1% Doom, that would suck. But, we'll definitely... I should have done the Cold Bath, because we can just regenerate stamina here. But, are we done? Like, do we just want to leave the mystery so soon? I can't really think of anything else I want to do, so sure. It's such a short mystery, man. So first enemy of the game. Ah, I should have, no, I did make a mistake. I should have gone to the schoolyard for sure. I mean, we can, like, we can just take, like, the hit here. That's not a big deal. We do need both of these to hit, though, so I would like to, do 80-80, if that's okay. Yeah, because we need to hit both of these. And, I mean, technically, we need to hit both of these as well. But it doesn't, like... I mean, I'm not gonna sweat 2 damage very much, but I would like to hit both of these here. Yeah. So, how are we gonna get our second ally? I think we'll just... It's kind of a bummer, actually, but we're gonna have, like, a lot of out-of-town mysteries B2B. We'll take the money here. It was planned 100% of the time. Yeah, because we really only got, like... Okay, no, we have Sailors, so we can do Ramen, and then we can, like, finish with Vigil, or... Yeah, I think we'll probably do Ramen, go down to the... But here's the thing, at this point, why don't we wait a bit, okay? Why don't we wait a bit? Gigolo's the first enemy. I'm gonna be real with you, Chief. Let's look at this. Is he weak to Blunt? I don't know. I don't know, man. Is he weak to Blunt? Like, if he is, we fight here, obviously, because it's 4 90% chances. And we can take the damage, but I don't want to take 6. I don't want to take 6 reason. That's kind of stinky. I think we're gonna flee. Yeah, I think we're gonna get the heck out of here. So remember Gigolo. I'm pretty sure it was just second mystery, though, but that's totally cool. I would like to level up, though. If we could level up and then get 2 allies, that'd be really nice. Like, if we get +1 charisma. So the ideal level up would be... That's terrible, by the way. That's actually awful. The ideal level up would be charisma and then fame. Or fame and charisma, I should say. We absolutely fight this 100%. Although, I'm a little bit worried about this. It's 70% chance. She's gonna double her damage now because we hit once. I think this is a run because we missed, yeah? That's a little bit of a bummer, but we can't take 6. That's non-negotiable. So we have basically gotten no EXP from this mystery, which is, you know, unfortunately just how it goes when you don't have the compass. Like, we would be leveled up by now if we had the compass early. I mean, I'll take 15 EXP. That's pretty nice. You're forced to sit on the floor. Do you want to farm out a level real quick? I think I'm trying to get on this meta a little bit more because it sounds kind of fun. We'll go to the village a couple times, why not? Because we could get allies from the village as well, although we don't... Okay, alright. Alright, buddy. He's weak to blunt, if I remember correctly. However, we need to be a little careful here, okay? He's weak to blunt, right? Okay, 8 damage. So that means that, I'm not entirely worried about the Doom, but, we did do that the wrong way, though. Because we can do 5 here. So that's going to do 6, so we're literally 1 off. So can we block? Like, is that a realistic thing to do? That's pretty good, honestly. That's pretty fine. So what we can do is we can do that, and then it's 3, 4, 5. Love to see it. Okay. Fame, charisma, exactly what I wanted to see. Go to the schoolyard. Now, what we would like to do is get... I don't really care about that. I do kind of care about that. Brother, come on, what the hell is this? Okay. Get this guy out of here. Refresh me. Thank God for that. Okay. We do have the knowledge check, so that's useful at least. We have 3 funds? Admittedly, we could... just chat, that's fine. We have the reason. So, we have 12% attack speed, which is really nice. Because we're not getting a lot of... roads closed. We don't have roads closed, so we're gonna do this now, obviously. Yeah, there's a lot of games on the list that I want to play, and now I'm thinking that maybe some of the other Resident Evil games would be fun. I've been looking at... Because I know a little bit about 7, which is the Welcome to the Family, Son, I'm pretty sure. And then I also know about, whatchamacallit, Akane? That sucks, dude. Yo, love to see that. Whenever you see a blue option, you love to see that. So we're gonna get plus 6% Doom here. That kind of sucks, but that's also fine, right? Like, I think it should be okay. Because I just don't want to, like, I love the EXP. And we're behind on EXP. We really need it. That would have been great if we got the, So, wouldn't it just be cool if we could kind of hit that? Like, that would be pretty cool, right? If we just hit that as a treat. Okay, fair enough. Have a good day. Can't win them all. So we should be able to 85 that. If we missed on a 85, like, fair enough, right? Panapha ritual, like, absolute garbage. Like, you might be saying, oh, you can sacrifice your allies to get +1 to your stats. I'll point it out next time we're in combat, but it's a specific kind of death. Ooh, alright, we're gonna do this just because we have spells to forget. We have spells we can forgore. Like, I am aware of the fact that these guys do reason damage, but we have 3 spells that we can forgore. It's not a big deal. 55% Doom Mystery 3, feeling kind of good about that. Dodged any roads closed that might happen. Price hike, important to keep in mind. Occult signs, signed contract. I mean, we don't need charisma ever again. The chances that we cast a spell are pretty low, but, you know, we'll keep it in mind, right? If we could get, we need to level up 3 times to get the whatchamacallit. That ain't happening, man. Like, let me just tell you, we aren't, we aren't getting to 8 strength. We aren't getting to 8 dex either. Well, dexterity is at least more reasonable in the interim period. I'm just thinking of that, like, picture of the horse standing in the, like, at the beach and just like, man. And then it's like the Guts theme playing. Oh boy. Okay, so is he weak to blunt? I can never remember. Like, I feel like whenever there's an enemy who's weak to blunt, I just have like a neuron activate, and I would know. But, I don't think this is an encounter you can run from. Oh, you can run from it. Let's look at our options, though. Let's look at what we got going on. Honestly, I think that... How's our brace for impact looking? That's actually good enough. That's actually completely fine. 80% for 7? Dude, no. Brother and or sister? Absolutely not. We are not doing that. Okay, he's not weak. Confirmed, not weak. Yeah, no, that's just bad. Hold on. Throw the wooden bat, see where we're at. Beautiful? Question mark. Okay, thank God. That's actually really cool that we can do that. That is literally, like, Jesus. You hate to see that 1 point of strength actually coming incredibly clutch. We technically have a better chance for observing the smog, but we don't have any way of recovering stamina. But we do have a way of recovering reason. What's the ritual right now? Clap, clap. The final one's mermaids, so we can do this. That's fine. Even if we failed it, like, we were most likely going to fail it because we're at least dangerous. So I was expecting to fail that, but it's completely fine because we would have the injury, then we would go to Moonlit Sailors, yeah, we would go to Sailors, and then just get it cured. For sure. Man, what if it was just all bows? Like, let's just... Oh, wait, hold on. Let me change that back to a bow. Okay, come on. Oh, you beast, it's all claps! It's all claps! Okay. So it's it's 3 claps, 2 bows. It's not a big deal. Good EXP, by the way. Like, absolutely fantastic EXP. Knowledge actually could happen. Like, I'm thinking about it now. Like, for real. Like, we'll take reason here, obviously, but, on the next level up, we can absolutely get +1 to knowledge. Which, that just goes to show you, that's why strength is such a weird stat in the game. Because it's just so, like, out of everything, strength's the hardest to raise. Because it's the only one that doesn't have a neutral perk. Like, the only way to raise strength by a perk is, Ayaka's... What is it called? Is it Possession? Eldritch Possession? Is that what it's called? Where she gets stats based on the amount of curses she has? And then, on your own. Right? Like, those are the only 2 ways. And it is important to know that we have -1 dexterity, right? Right? No, we have -1 luck, Lamau. Okay, completely ignore what I just said. That's black hair. Don't throw black hair. Probably don't do that. Yeah, that's bad. I was expecting that to do more than 3 damage. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm very ashamed of your words and your deeds, Meat Cleaver. So how much do you want to bet on 2? Oh, God. Okay, listen, we could get cursed if we miss, alright? We can get cursed if we miss, that's fine. Doesn't double his damage until next turn. Now this is where we get Insomnia, Lamau. Survivor's Guilt's fine. Now remember, the thing is we can't rest. Like, we can never rest again. we're gonna need to sell something for a sewing kit. Oh no, we can go to the police station and trade EXP. That's what we'll do. But oh, but we gotta discard 2 items, bro. What the heck? We gotta discard 2 items. Statistically, from YouTube algorithm standpoint, bro. But then there is like the 2% of the like I was looking at my YouTube analytics the other day, because somebody said that it made them happy that I said like ladies and gentlemen and not just bro. Statistically speaking, like a majority of the people watching this are the bro applies, but I do try to say like bro and or sister in those situations, but like I do say bro more often for sure. We need to, what are we gonna discard? Like, what are we gonna discard? I genuinely do not know. Like, I have no idea what we're gonna discard. Like, I'm just looking at this and this is like, oh no, like this is bad. And by the way, like, I don't say, because we probably have some new people watching, because whenever I do, like, a stream, I see a few new names, right? I don't, unless it's somebody that I know, I don't say people's names in the, ooh, pain. I don't say people's names in videos, unless it's somebody, like, I personally know, or it's, like, somebody who's currently being, like, discussed or whatever, right? Like, you kind of have to say their name to do the, like, as, like, an important part of the discussion, if that makes sense. Like, I'll say that Kiwi made something, because I like, talk to Kiwi on a semi-frequent basis. So, I know that it's like, what items are we gonna discard? Burning Man really did come in clutch. Like, I almost don't want to cheese it, but, like, I mean, if you insist. We should just be able to sever his ties. Would this kill us? Let's find out. Okay, so discard this. Discard this. We got the torch. Now we can sell the flashlight. And I'm trying to think, what's better for getting a sewing kit? Dog shop or pharmacy? I think it's the pharmacy. I mean, if it works, right? And I just gotta be careful with my clicks here. We don't have to go to the monument, it's completely fine. Free weapon? Okay, so click once, click twice, then you're good to go. Avoiding that with the torch, great, wonderful. Literally does not matter. None of this matters at all. We'll take this in case we want a happy feet wombo combo for whatever reason. Make that 3-time units faster. Go ahead and, I don't know, take, like, stamina, because we're gonna get hurt a lot, but we should only be taking 6, right? Because the strength and dex, like, we're making the knowledge. So, second mystery is, you know, the thing. Strength, -3, Takashi, we're fine. We're good here, -3, yeah, it's completely fine. Did we get Heart of Darkness? Is that Freaky Flood or Heart of Darkness? I think that's Freaky Flood. Yeah, okay. So, no, we didn't need to keep the flashlight or the torch, but the torch just being a light source in general is very handy. So, we were able to get rid of the flashlight safely, regardless, even if we didn't have the torch. But yeah, no, we've done it. We've broken the curse. Thank God for that. All it took was 2 points of strength and a monkey wrench. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. It was we did ramen, right? Yeah. It doesn't matter if we failed it. Like we've won at this point. There's literally, like, I would have to let Takashi purposely kill me. Like, even if I just did this every turn, we would still win the game. Right? Like, I don't even know what the hit chance is. It's 95? Yeah, we would... I would have to purposely just, like, prep and then launch sequence multiple times for Takashi to end the run there. There is no, like... Basically, there's no lose scenario in this case. If we're trying. Don't even need to do the third attack, but I did it anyways. And we just have 12% bonus attack speed from Fame, and it's still like 5 strength at 12% is still viable. Like, yeah, I think that... I don't know, like, I'm glad that we finally, like, broken the Mizuki curse. Like, God, how many Mizuki videos did we do B to B, and it was just, like, L after L after L. But, like, how do I put it? Like, Mizuki's just so weird as a character. And I definitely think she's one of the more fun characters to play when it works. But I also feel like that... I mean, right now, the meta of the game is you can do anything you want with the power of your local vending machine, right? Like, that's it. Like, that's kind of the meta of the game right now, is you can run any build, and you can do anything. And if it has a weakness, well, guess what? You've got 4 bricks in your inventory, and you can just kill anything in the game in one round of combat. I do think that there were a lot of things that were interesting there in that run that we just had specifically, because first of all, we didn't engage with the bricks, which is good. I think that doing every single run, I mean, we're gonna do a brick run next time, obviously, for tomorrow, but like doing a brick run every single time, like, it just kinda... I do like a no thoughts, head empty, just I am going to beat you to death with bricks as a run. However, like, it can't be every run, man. You gotta take a break from bricks every now and again. Moderation is key, obviously. But yeah, no, it's, like, it's just a little weird, right? That when you have a gimmick character like Mizuki, you kind of get punished for trying to make her gimmick work as consistently as possible, and just kind of taking the scraps, right? Like, 12% is worse than Fast Swimmer and Adrenaline. Like, both, like, if you have 3 allies, 4% for each ally, if you just have 12% attack speed, that is worse than Aiko's Fast Swimmer, and that's worse than Miku's Adrenaline. But it still works, right? And so it's not a big deal. You can make it work, even if it's technically worse. Now, of course, like, when you get, like, 1,000,000 allies as Mizuki, and you have a literal army, and you can do, like, 8 strong attacks a turn, and you still have, like, 80 time units remaining in the bar, right? Like, that's obviously really funny. But it's just, like, I feel like that a lot of characters in the game, their gimmicks either make them play like a completely different game, or their gimmicks are just not really tuned very well for the game that they're in, if that makes sense. And obviously this is just on Harbinger. I'm sure if we, like, switched over, like, to Cultist or whatever, and we played Mizuki, we could probably have a lot of fun doing some really cool builds. But, you know, obviously I like the constant threat of death and Harbinger of Doom, that's why I play on it. But, you know, it's just like, whatchamacallit. It's, like, I think the game is, and this might be a controversial opinion, I think World of Horror has really good design behind it. It's just there are things that need to be tweaked, right? Because there's obviously some jank that doesn't really make sense, right? Like, I will forever stand by Knight Errant being, like, it's not even, like, I like a challenge, obviously. I like overcoming a challenge or a roadblock in a video game. I think that's fun. But for Knight Errant on Timeline B, it just feels awkward, right? Like, it feels like you're playing the game wrong. And that's my go-to example all the time. But, you know, there's still things like Medical History and Curious Birthmark where it's almost like the game flips a coin, and on heads, they're the most nightmarish backstories you'll ever see in your life, and then on tails, they don't even exist, right? Like, it's free 20 EXP or a free old coin. It's just so weird. There's just so many things in the game that they feel like they just need to be adjusted, or in some cases, and this is rude, working properly. Because it's it's just, some of the things in the game just kind of, leave me floored. Like, again, Medical History and Curious Birthmark are the greatest example. Like, you go into a run with Medical History, and sometimes, if you don't discard Discharge Summary, you wouldn't even know that you're playing on Medical History. Like, you could say you're playing on World of Horror, and nobody would know. Because you just never get injured at all. Like, it just never happens. Like, we've had so many runs where you go on Medical History and nothing ever happens. It's just free EXP. And we've had so many runs where we've had Curious Birthmark and you never get cursed, right? And then we've had the opposite of those runs where you go into a fight with an enemy and you get hit 3 times and then you get 3 different debuffs, right? You get 3 different injuries. And the same thing with Curious Birthmark. You'd go in and you get 3 different curses from 3 different attacks, B to B, right? And it feels wrong, because it feels really weird, and you never know when you click Medical History or Curious Birthmark, are you going to have the hardest gaming experience of your life, or are you just going to get, some really good buffs for no downside? And it's very inconsistent, it doesn't feel good. Knight Errant on Timeline A is really good if you don't get Botany. Knight Errant is really fun on Timeline A, but Knight Errant on Timeline B, depending on what mysteries you get, and this is alleviated by the fact that you can reroll mysteries now. On Timeline B, Knight Errant, depending, on the last patch, again, this has been fixed because you can reroll mysteries, but I think it's a workaround fix, not an actual fix, which is why I still, quote, this is a strong word, advocate, quote unquote. Strong word, way too strong for the context of the situation, but it's one of the reasons why I keep bringing up Knight Errant on Timeline B, is that, in my opinion, Timeline B is the most fun. But on Timeline B, Knight Errant is, depending on what mysteries you get, it can be literally unplayable. And when the workaround for Knight Errant on Timeline B is re-rolling mysteries, then everybody has their own line and threshold to what that is, right? So, how many mysteries should you take away to make Knight Errant playable? That's different for everybody, right? So if you just had, the concrete, if ending A is impossible, we're re-rolling until we don't have those mysteries, you'd be re-rolling a lot, because the RNG feels a little seeded sometimes. But, it's just, there's a lot of times when, I don't know, to me, but you could also have, there's the gray area of something like Fear Festival, where the bad ending of Fear Festival Timeline B is ending A that you have to get by running away, and you get plus 5% Doom for that. You don't have to deal with that on Timeline A. I'm getting a little mixed up here, but on Timeline A, getting ending A on Fear Festival is the good ending. And you don't get any penalties for it. In fact, you get penalties if you get ending B. On Timeline B, Fear Festival, the bad ending is ending A, and you get plus 5% Doom for that, unless you pop something like invisibility, or have, something like that prevents you from, getting, whatchamacallit. And so, when you get Fear Festival on Knight Errant B, you either have to take 7% Doom plus whatever the Nameless Horror does to you, and so you get the Spiral Hoodie, or you have to take 5% Doom to dodge 7% Doom. That's not a good game mechanic to me, that's not fun to me. And so, I would personally, if I'm playing Knight Errant on Timeline B, and I see Fear Festival, I would be tempted to re-roll that, if we did re-roll. I don't re-roll, we've done it a couple of times in the past just to test it out, but I don't typically re-roll in these videos. I let each run kind of speak for itself. And I give each run a chance, basically. But for something like that, if I was going to re-roll, and I saw Fear Festival on Timeline B, and I was playing on Knight Errant, I would reroll, because it's like, you're either getting punished, or you're getting punished. And it even makes it to where you can't interact with, like, the Timeline B exclusive of the fight, right? Because you've got to run away from the fight. And then you just take 5% Doom instead of 7% Doom. It's lame, right? Like, it is really lame. And I don't like stuff like that at all. I think that, I don't like stuff like that at all, and I think it needs to be, like, not necessarily changed, but just, like, reworked, so that the best, quote-unquote, ending in Timeline B is what gives you you succeed on Knight Errant, basically. That's sort of, like, the thing that I would just do. But then, obviously, it would get confusing, because the endings, and this is, like, sort of like being trapped by your own design.
Oh, sorry. Suddenly, somewhere, Emmerdale seems to have disappeared. We'll go back to it as soon as we can, once we've found it.
I can't believe I did an Emmerdale for an ending rant. But, so it's a very obvious problem, right? It's like being trapped by your own design. If you make it to where there's an ending list, and then there are mechanics based around this ending list, and the endings that you can get are different on different timelines, but all endings are on the ending list regardless of timeline in the same order, and then you make a mechanic around the ending list positions, you're going to always be trapped by that if timelines are exclusionary with endings. So, for instance, the only way to get that one ending on School Scissors is because it's the only ending on Timeline C, right? Well, I don't know if if the ending's different if you die. Like, I don't know if you get the death ending on Timeline B. Sorry, if you get the death ending on Timeline B, if you die to, like, the Leaning Tower of Scissors. But it's just sort of like a very predictable issue to have, right? So I think that either ending lists need to be different for what timeline you're on. That would be a good way to fix the Knight Errant issue, because again, there are mysteries where it's literally impossible to get ending A on timeline B, meaning that Knight Errant is just a punishment. But yeah, no, I just think that's it's just sort of like a trappings of game design. Like, the ending list was probably made before Knight Errant came into being a thing, and then Knight Errant was, like, conceived, and it's like, oh, Knight Errant, that's a pretty cool idea, let's do that. And then being like, oh no! Oh no, there's an issue here. But obviously it's not really, like, a big deal. Knight Errant is just one backstory, but I think, unfortunately, in World of Horror, there's a lot of backstories that are just kind of broken. Which kind of sucks, like, or at least they're inconsistent. And then there are some backstories that are just kind of weird, like, Exquisite Taste, I don't really get that one at all. I feel like that you could already use Exquisite Taste before it was even a real thing, just by taking away the side location you didn't want, and only running one of them. Like, I mean, people were already doing No Town Run Haru, so as a challenge, I don't think, I think Exquisite Taste is, like, Exquisite Taste is just weird. Like, yeah, it's just a weird one. Fatalism, I think, is great, though. I think Fatalism, I have to keep saying here, I think Fatalism, the backstory, is really nice. I think that's, I think that as a backstory, and the mechanics around it, it's a really, really good piece of content. I actually think Fatalism is probably one of the best backstories that we've ever gotten, because it's something that you can use every single run if you want to, right? Like, it is literally something that you can use every single run. And what's kind of weird is that, like, in some cases, it would be, like, good for new players, because they don't even have to think about planning out a run. They can just play the game and see what happens. So, like, you know, I think that Fatalism's a banger, for sure. I don't necessarily agree with the Fatalism ideology, but, you know, I think that the mechanical consequences of picking that backstory are fun. And I think it's probably one of the most functional and one of the most interesting backstories that we have. And I really like that a lot, honestly. There's a lot of the, here's the thing. I like backstories that add something to think about in the game. My least favorite backstories are the ones where it's like, you can't have allies, or you can't have stat checks, right? Like, Ill-Fate is a completely different game. But, I hate 7th Curse because it's taking out a niche mechanic for money, right? Like, taking away a feature of the game to get money is extremely beneficial because 99% of the time allies are completely worthless. So, it's just like, there's a lot of situations where I just feel like a lot of the backstories in this game, either they add something, and that thing that they add is wonky as hell, medical history, curious birthmark, and then sometimes there are backstories that give you new kinds of things to think about, like Knight Errant, that are just kind of broken, depending on what timeline you're using. And by broken in this situation, because it's important to point out, because World of Horror does have bugs, when I'm talking about broken in this situation, what I mean is just like, it feels bad to play. Okay, that's what I mean. I don't mean like bugged. Like, Knight Errant actually works completely fine from like a bug perspective, right? Like, it functions. That's important to just kind of put in there. But like, I'm just thinking about it, and it's like, I like backstories that add to the game and don't take away. Like, those are my favorite ones, and that's why I love Fatalism, because it adds a new mechanic that you have to worry about, and that's like, what mystery am I going to go into next? I don't know, that's so cool. And you have, with the custom mystery added into the game by default, you have a free space where you can go to a safe mystery. But when you go there, you could be skipping something good. You could be skipping Fear Festival, you could be skipping painting, but I mean, getting the chainsaw on Fatalism is basically just like rolling the dice and hoping. But yeah, no, I think that there's a lot of cool things in World of Horror, which is obviously why I play it. I think it's a great game. But there's just other things that just seem so weird, right? But yeah, anyways, thank you so much for watching. Hope you don't mind the soapbox at the end. It's my soapbox. It was made for me. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe out there. Have a good one. Bye. And because of this rant, now I actually just do have 30 minutes to get to my raid night. So bye. Stay safe out there.